Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about a LayerZero competitor that no one is talking about. Not many people are talking about, at least in this type of way, like a LayerZero competitor. And I'm going to talk about later on what I mean by that and why I think it is a competitor. So obviously, just before I get started, guys, nothing in this video is financial advice, and there's no guarantee of any airdrop, etc. So I want to talk about this project Wormhole and the potential airdrop. Now, before I get started, also the reason why you're probably not seeing many videos talk about this or talk about it in this way is because they haven't really hinted in a airdrop or token, etc. But as we know from experience, I've been in crypto for many years, 8 years, and I've been getting airdrop for years, ever since uni, etc. A lot of these projects, they won't outright say they're gonna do airdrop, number one, because they know people are gonna farm it, and number two, usually projects do have to launch a token if they want to decentralize themselves. Okay, it's like if they slowly want to decentralize, which is usually the goal with a lot of crypto projects, they have to launch a token, because without a token there's no incentive for people acting or helping the project, etc. So yeah, so let's they have a hint of a token. A lot of people are not making threads or making YouTube video trying to farm wormhole, airdrop, etc. But the reason I mentioned is why I think potentially there will be an airdrop. But even without the fact of an airdrop, guys, this project is something that you can actually use. You might already be using it, you just don't know. So anyway, in this video, I'm going to basically talk about the projects that you can potentially use to be eligible for the airdrop, and more about the project, the fundraising, etc. So yeah, let's get started. So this is their Twitter hole. They got quite a substantial following, 100. This is their website, clean website, just usual website. So one thing interesting about their website, guys, about this project is Uniswap, which is obviously the biggest DEX in the world right now, the most prestigious DEX, etc., actually chose to use Wormhole's technology. Now, the reason why I'm even mentioning this is because if this was, a random bridge, or it's basically a bridge, guys. Sorry, I didn't probably go into what Wormhole is. I got too carried away with the LayerZero stuff. But Wormhole is basically a bridge. Right now, they mainly focus on like communication. I think they do have token transfers as well, but yeah, they're basically a bridge like LayerZero, all these, in terms of not exact technology, but what they're basically doing, they're trying to connect different blockchains and assets, right? So Uniswap has decided to use Wormhole. Now, the reason why that's very interesting is Uniswap obviously got backers like Andreessen and all these, the usual tier one investors, right? And they've also invested in LayerZero. Okay, so LayerZero should have been the default pick, right? So the fact that Uniswap chose Wormhole actually goes to show maybe they have superior tech, or there's definitely something about it. They're not like your usual small or like a random bridge or random project, right? For Uniswap using a project, obviously they've done their due diligence, etc. And if Uniswap decides to use a bridge or use a project, that obviously gets to show the caliber of the project that they're partnering with. Okay, and obviously that also means really good thing for the project, because Uniswap doing crazy volume, right? So that's one thing. And here's just another article talking about that. Obviously, I'll leave the link in the description. Now, before I move forward, guys, in terms of transparency, and in the interest of transparency, everything per usual, I'll always just put my cards out on the table. Even if I'm trying to shill a project or whatever, I'll be transparent about it, the pros and cons. Anyway, so they did have a hack. So this is, you can see clearly, they had a hacker, a bridge of 325 million. They bounced back from it, but this did happen. You can see the articles, 3rd of February 2022. Okay, so just bear that in mind. They had a hack, they did bounce back from, etc. But this did happen, and this is something significant that I can't just leave out the video. So just bear that in mind. Anyway, so here they basically launched a ecosystem fund, okay, and they raised 50 million in the ecosystem fund. And here is some of the people that co-invested with them, guys. There's Polygon, there's Jump, there's Borderless, Solana Foundation, Optimism, Aptos, Algorand, Celo. All these tier one projects are basically invested in them, because obviously they have a vested interest. Bridge technology, you might have heard me, I might do a separate video on this totally myself, but bridge technology, we've seen countless times bridges getting hacked, etc. But the actual technology is very needed, because with all these different blockchains popping up, without good bridges, the UI and UX is just going to be very bad, and if it's not good for crypto adoption. So we definitely need bridges. So I can understand everyone investing in this, but it just goes to show how much they raised, and the caliber that they raised for is actually a very big project. Here you can see also that they, after the hack, they tried to raise at a 2.5 billion valuation. So here, this article by the block, talk about document obtained by the block layout details proposal, 750 million whole token, 7.5 million of token supply to institutional investors at a price of 25 cents. If successful, the sale would generate proceeds of 190 million roughly and value the project at 2.5 billion. Now, judging by the previous, I know they got hacked, but judging by the previous caliber investor and the fact that they've got a $50 million fund, guys, for them to raise 200 million, in my opinion, is very easy. Like, I know this article is not a done deal. It's talking about the, like, they heard some things, etc. But for me, I don't see why they can't raise 200 million if they've got an ecosystem fund of 50 million, right? So that's that. Anyway, guys, so let's get into what you need to do to interact with this project. It's fairly early as well, so there's not too much to do, but it's definitely one to get started. To be fair, you might even be using their project. So yeah, so let's get into it. So this website is a website that lists all the projects that are using their technology. Okay, so all the projects, you can actually filter them, and also you can see what technology exactly they're using, X asset support. Then you have cross-chain deposit. You have data here. So you got different projects. So what I've done, I've gone through these. I've actually tested them out. There's one of them, I think it was Orca, which is a Solana-based DEX or something. It didn't work in the UK, so obviously I haven't done that. I haven't put that in my list. But if you're watching from America, you can try the website out. It's called Orca, ORCA. It's listed here somewhere. But anyway, so what I've done, I've actually used all of these, and stay tuned to the end of this video. I'm going to tell you my experience with these projects, because some of them were taking long, some of them were taking extra fees. So I'll tell you which ones are like take less fees and which ones are fast, etc. So let's get into it. So if you want to do it yourself, guys, you can just filter here DEX, etc., whatever you like, live, and then basically just get started, and you can go through all the projects. But I filtered them for you already. So first up, you have Token Bridge. So this is probably the one that most people recommend, and I've used as well. This one doesn't. This one works quite well. And it was this one that was working. I'll go through my notes later. Let me go through it now, actually. So Courier, yeah. So this is the one that took long. Yeah, Portal Bridge was fine. So this one, Portal, this one was fine. So I done cross-chain swaps with that. And basically you just connect your wallet. So I think I done Matic to Arbitrum. As you can see here, they got a long list of blockchains. So I done Matic to Arbitrum or vice versa. And that one was done. So basically these projects, these bridges, all the ones I want to talk about now, use Wormhole's technology in the back end. So that's how you can be potentially eligible. So your wallet's basically going to interact with Wormhole's technology, hence how you're going to be more eligible for the airdrop, guys. So you're going to have to use them through different projects that use Wormhole's technology in the background. So this is Token Bridge. So this is basically the main bridge that you'd want to use. Then you have Carrier. For some reason, this one, I'm obviously going to tell you my notes, show you my notes later. But Carrier, when I tried to do my initial bridge, I done from Arbitrum to Matic or vice versa. It wasn't being done for like half an hour. It was like 7 steps or something. Then I went to sleep, and in the morning it done. And then even when it was done, I had to claim it. Like it was on like Wormhole or something, and then I had to claim it to MetaMask. I had to do like 3-4 transactions, guys. So just bear that in mind, okay? This one takes quite a while. Maybe it was just me. Maybe I done something wrong, but yeah. So that was just my experience with it. Then you have Horizon DEX, and this one worked quite well. I'm going to tell you about my fees. I think it was linear. It was working fine. So this one's supposed to linear and base. And linear was quite expensive, if I remember correctly. It was like 40 cents per transaction. I know that's cheap compared to ETH, but compared to other layer 2s that take a few cents, that's actually quite expensive. And when I done based on only 7 to 9 cents the transactions when I was doing the swaps. So just bear that in mind, guys, because obviously if you're doing a lot of transactions, 50 cents, $1 add up, can have quite a bit, especially if you're doing different dexes, etc. Then you have Rango. So I've actually done a video on Rango. This is actually one of the best, if not the best, cross-chain dex right now there is. And it basically goes from like pretty much all the chains to all the other chains, and then basically the UI UX, they've improved it a lot. I've used it many times. Even before this video, I've actually done a video on this. And they have a very quick support team. So if you have any problem, like every time you do a trade, you'll see your details. It'll say details here. You click on it, view details, and it'll give you like this string of like, it's like a transaction ID or like a unique ID code. So if you get any issues, just copy that and give it to the support on Telegram or Discord, and they'll be able to tell you like if any issues, whatever. But what I found is with this one, if there's any issues, they basically, before you even start the trade, like let's say I'm going from Matic to Arbitrum, or Matic to Solana, I'll have to give my Solana address. So if there's any problem, whatever, it will go to the address that is on the blockchain that is on. So if there's like problems in Matic or something, it will just go to my Matic address. So I haven't lost any funds. I've probably used like 5-10 times at least, and I haven't had any issues. And when I have had issues, it's worked out at the end, and they've like solved my problem. But this is a good DEX anyway. When I saw this on the list, I was actually quite chuffed because I can actually comfortably recommend this because I've used it many times in the past, and as you can see, they support a lot of chains. So I was actually quite glad to see that they use Wormhole's technology. But yeah, guys, so those are the 4 that you can use. As obviously, you can go into the ecosystem site and use as many, but just be careful. Some of them are developing. So what you want to do is, if you go into status, go on to make sure you go into the live ones, and then you can choose a category. Lastly, what you want to do is, if your project or your builder, etc., right now they've done a partnership with Outlier Ventures. They're like a European fund run by James, I forgot his name, James Bartlett or James something. I'm pretty sure it's James something. Anyway, so what you want to do, they've partnered with Borderless, which is a big fund, and this is obviously on base. What you want to do is basically apply for this. I don't know if it's a grant. What is this? A base accelerator. So if you're a project, basically this is ideal for you. And obviously, the average person probably watching this is not ideal for them, but you definitely want to look into this if you're a project. But yeah, guys, so that's Wormhole as we're early. So if there's like more things to do later on, I want to do another video. But yeah, definitely look into this project because, as you can see from the investors, etc., definitely a high caliber project. So hope you got some value from this project, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.